Hi, I'm Megan Smith. I'm a softball player at Agnes Scott College, and I was a part of the Next Steps program. Really understand how large D3 was as a division in the NCAA than the organization itself. I feel like often D3 is kind of swept under the rug in comparison to those big D1 programs, ones that bring in the most money, most TV exposure, etc. But I think this program and the conference itself really demonstrated how there are people fighting for the voices of D3 student athletes, and that D3 is really making its own space and really showing everyone how important it is. I attended a bunch of like the mental health talks, which I thought were really important. So a lot of schools are really starting these mental health practices for student athletes that I think are really important, such as using like apps to check in with student athletes, or one that I thought was really interesting was having different programs set for different grade levels, so that you're not hearing the same information every single year, and it's kind of geared towards each individual athlete rather than like a blanket mental health statement, which I thought was really important, and kind of gearing towards the individual. And then I also attended a panel regarding like NIL deals, and they had a specific D3 student athlete, a golf athlete, and so I thought that was really important just to demonstrate that an athlete at any level of competition can kind of benefit from those NIL opportunities that were recently approved by the NCAA, and that we're just as much of athletes as anybody else. So I like the reason specifically I chose D3 is that you can grow yourself as a student and as an athlete simultaneously. I think different levels of collegiate play kind of force you to pick between one another, and kind of steer you more towards developing the athlete rather than developing you as a student and you as a person. So being in D3 kind of allows you to thrive in both aspects. For example, like I'm in a variety of clubs, I hold executive positions, I kind of use the NIL to coach and stuff, so that allows me to have flexibility with that. And like I can hold an internship if I choose to do so. So I think all of those really make D3 special, and that it develops us as people. So then when we graduate and when we're done with our sport careers, then we have something to go back on, a foundation. In specific reference to this conference, I think the networking skills were really important. I know a lot of colleges emphasize like teaching networking skills, and so I kind of took those, and it was good to have a professional setting to put them into practice and kind of see how networking is going to go. And I think it really instilled in me how important personal relationships are, not necessarily as a cheat way to get ahead, but just that they can help cultivate healthy department and healthy work environments that inspires more success for both the athlete and both the department as a whole. I mean, words are kind of my thing. So it was good just to learn, I guess, how to use those words effectively in communication. In general, I mean, coaching and administration is all about communication. How do you communicate with athletes? How do you communicate with other coaches? And how to communicate effectively in order to create a productive environment for everyone to succeed. I mean, I didn't necessarily have like a plan to pursue a career in athletics before this, but I think having like a behind the scenes look as to what athletics is, because I know as an athlete, sometimes you can experience those frustrations with administration because something isn't going your way at the moment, or a decision was made that you think isn't going to benefit you in the long run. But kind of understanding the like reasons behind a decision, and that while it may not seem like it's a good idea right now, that it's going to be beneficial to you and that's for your benefit rather than to your detriment, is really important. Kind of stressing that importance of administration. I think while yes, student athletes are the heart of athletics, because I mean, heck, we're the one playing the sport, you know, but coaches are important, administration is important, and we all come together to make this well-oiled machine work, and every person is important in the department. Well, I think anytime that you get a collection of different people together, you foster a more inclusive and diverse environment. Everyone has different background, everyone has different life experiences, and I think bringing those all together can really teach people, and I mean, it gives everyone something to learn from. And there's just always different opinions and different perspectives that are always important. Just having a clear demonstration of how inclusivity and diversity is such a vital role within a program. Everyone has something to bring to the table, and I think that's something that anyone could bring to a future career, because you're always collaborating. I don't think any one career is just by yourself. You always have someone to work with, so that's really important skills to bring with. Being able to participate in the CCS conference meeting was really important for me. Not only being able to speak on my experience at the NCAA convention and having some of my ideas heard, but just getting to meet with so many different athletic directors and hearing like our specific conflicts in our conference that we're facing is really fascinating. And I love the fact that their impact that they had on improving the student athlete experience really helps us to have our most successful athletic careers as possible. Making sure to talk to as many different people as possible. Different administrators have different stories and advice that is like totally separate from what you've experienced as an athlete and as an individual. And it's extremely valuable in evaluating your own program or in helping you solve a problem in like your own athletic department. And then also coming from the student athlete perspective, making sure to interact with as many student athletes as possible. I think some of my greatest memories from this convention were just the social events that I had with other D3 athletes. Not only making new friends, but also just being able to connect with people who have a shared experience and a shared love for the game as I do, and kind of that same college experience that I have. And then also recognizing how important it is to be a student athlete representative at the convention, but only 7% of high school athletes have the opportunity to play in college. And if you look at that, even a smaller percentage was able to attend this convention. So really take the opportunity to learn from the sessions, the networking, and acknowledging the importance of the legislation that was being voted on. Highlight the importance of the administration. They're on your side, they're fighting for you, even if it isn't initially clear. They're in your corner and they're really trying to make your experience the best that it can be. Someone who's on their last season, I know I'm technically still junior/senior, but just it's tough when you're in it, but enjoy it while you can. Everything that you learn here is really valuable, and every lesson that you learn is going to carry on to your future career, your future life decisions. And so take it in stride and learn what you can.